In the last 3 years, the cost of living has surged faster than many paychecks can keep up, with inflation pushing up prices on everything from groceries to gas, rent to healthcare. According to recent data, the average American household now spends over $700 more per month to maintain the same lifestyle they had before inflation hit hard. So, how do you keep your head above water when essential expenses just keep climbing? In this video, we're diving deep into real, practical strategies to help you afford the things you can't live without, like housing, food, utilities, transportation, and more, without draining your savings or racking up debt. Whether you're a college student, working parent, or retiree on a fixed income, this guide is packed with smart, simple hacks to stretch every dollar. Let's break it down and help you take back control of your budget. Number 1. Housing. Imagine this. Rent has gone up again. Your paycheck hasn't changed, and you're wondering how to keep a roof over your head without sacrificing groceries or gas. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Across the country, millions are facing the same dilemma. In many cities, rent has skyrocketed by 20% or more in just a couple of years, and buying a home feels more like a fantasy than a goal. But here's the truth. There are smart strategies to manage housing costs, even in the middle of crazy inflation. Start by rethinking the idea of space. Do you really need that extra bedroom you're paying hundreds more for? Downsizing doesn't mean downgrading. It could mean freeing up your budget to breathe a little. In fact, many people are moving into smaller units or even studio apartments to cut costs and regain control of their finances. Another practical move? House hacking. Ever heard of it? It's when you rent out part of your home, a spare room, basement, or even your garage to offset your mortgage or rent. Think of it like turning your living space into a mini business. People are doing it with Airbnb, roommates, or even renting to traveling nurses and students. Let's talk location. Big cities are attractive, but they come with hefty price tags. Remote work has made it possible for many to live further from city centers. Look into smaller towns, suburbs, or even nearby rural areas with lower rents and a better quality of life. One woman in California shared how she moved just 45 minutes outside of LA and slashed her rent in half. Same job, same income, less stress. And if moving isn't an option, start negotiating. Seriously, most renters never try, but landlords are sometimes open to keeping good tenants at a lower rate rather than risking a vacancy. You can offer to sign an extended lease contract for a reduced rate. It doesn't always work, but when it does, it can save you thousands a year. Looking to buy a home? Inflation and high interest rates can make that feel impossible. But here's a trick. Expand your search to fixer-uppers or smaller starter homes. Don't fall into the trap of thinking your first home has to be your dream home. Many successful homeowners started with something modest, fixed it slowly, and built equity over time. And don't forget assistance programs. From Section 8 to first-time buyer grants and rental relief programs, there's help out there, but you have to look for it. One father of 2 in Texas cut his rent by 40% through a local housing subsidy he didn't even know existed until he searched online for housing help in my area. Inflation might be eating away at income, but housing doesn't have to eat up your peace of mind. The key is to be flexible, creative, and proactive. Number 2. Utilities. You open your mailbox and see your electric bill, and it's higher than last month, even though you've used less power. How is that even possible? Welcome to life under inflation, where even flipping a light switch feels expensive. But here's the good news. You don't have to accept these rising costs as your new normal. There are real ways to cut down on utility bills without freezing in winter or sweating through summer. Let's start with something simple. Phantom energy. Ever heard of it? It's the power that devices use even when they're turned off, like your TV, game console, or coffee maker. Unplug them when they're not in use, or use a smart power strip to cut the flow. Now, let's talk about thermostats. If your home still uses a manual one, it's time to upgrade. A programmable or smart thermostat can adjust temperatures automatically when you're asleep or away. Just a few degrees difference can save you up to 10% a year on heating and cooling. Do you wash clothes in hot water? You might be wasting money. Most loads get just as clean in cold water, and heating water accounts for a big chunk of your energy bill. Combine that with doing full loads only, and you're stretching your dollars further. Have you ever heard of peak hours? Utility companies often charge more during specific times of the day. Check your provider's schedule and run big appliances like washers and dishwashers during off-peak times. It might feel small, but the savings add up. Now, let's zoom out a little. If your utility bills feel out of control, it might not be your usage. It might be your provider. In some states, you can shop around for electricity and gas. Compare rates and switch to a cheaper supplier. Many people don't even realize they have this option, but those who do often cut their bills by 15% or more. What about water? Low-flow shower heads, faucet aerators, and fixing minor leaks can make a huge difference. A dripping faucet might seem small, but can waste hundreds of gallons per month. If you're a renter, don't assume you're stuck. Talk to your landlord about upgrades, better insulation, weather stripping, or LED lighting. Some landlords are open to improvements if they lower long-term costs and keep tenants happy. And here's something most people don't check: utility assistance programs. From local nonprofits to state-level aid, there's help for electric, gas, and water bills, especially for families, seniors, or low-income households. Go to your local government or utility website and look for energy assistance, or LIHEAP. Inflation might raise prices, but you can still lower your bills. It's about awareness, action, and asking the right questions. Number 3. Food. You walk into the grocery store armed with a list and a budget, but somehow, just a few items in, and you're already over. Sound familiar? It's not your imagination. Food prices are climbing faster than your cart can roll. Eggs, milk, bread, basics that used to be affordable are now eating up a bigger slice of your income. But here's the good news. With the right strategies, you can still feed your family well without breaking the bank. Let's start with one powerful habit: meal planning. It's simple, but most people skip it. Taking a few minutes to plan your meals for the week means you only buy what you'll actually use. No more throwing out wilted spinach or forgotten yogurt. Just this one habit could easily cut your grocery bill by 20% or more. And speaking of lists, never go shopping without one. Stores are designed to tempt you into impulse buys. A list keeps you focused and disciplined. Pair that with a no extras rule for snacks and treats, and you'll instantly spend less. Another secret weapon? Buy in bulk, but only when it makes sense. Staples like rice, beans, oats, and pasta don't spoil quickly and cost much less per serving in larger quantities. But don't fall into the trap of bulk buying things you'll never use. That's not saving, that's wasting. Coupons aren't just for extreme savers. Digital coupons, store apps, and loyalty programs can offer real discounts, sometimes even free items. And don't ignore clearance sections or markdowns. Want to level up? Try swapping brand names for generics. In blind taste tests, most people can't tell the difference, but your wallet definitely can. That box of cereal with a fancy label might cost twice as much as the store brand sitting right next to it. Let's talk about produce. Fresh fruits and veggies are great, but they're also pricey and spoil fast. Don't be afraid to go for frozen. They're just as nutritious, last longer, and often cost half as much. And if you're feeling ambitious, try growing a few basics at home. Herbs, tomatoes, and even lettuce. They don't take much space, and you'll be shocked at how much you can harvest from just a few pots on a balcony or windowsill. Dining out is another budget killer. That $15 fast food meal might seem cheap, but it adds up fast. Try a challenge. Go 30 days with no takeout, and put the money you would have spent into a savings jar. Also, don't forget food banks or local food assistance programs. These are there to help, especially when times are tough. There's no shame in using resources designed to support your well-being. Number 4. Healthcare. You twist your ankle, head to urgent care, and get hit with a $400 bill for a visit that lasted less than 30 minutes. No surgery, no x-rays, just a quick check and a bandage. How is this even sustainable? Healthcare costs are rising faster than almost any other expense. And when you're already stretching your budget just to afford rent and groceries, even a simple doctor's visit can feel like a luxury. But here's the truth. You don't need to be rich to get the care you need. You just need to be smart about how you approach it. Start with insurance. Are you actually using the right plan for your situation? Many people either overpay for coverage they don't use, or they pick a low premium plan without realizing how high the deductible is. If you're young, healthy, and rarely go to the doctor, a high deductible plan paired with a health savings account can save you money and offer tax advantages. Speaking of HSAs, they're a hidden gem. Every dollar you put in is tax-free, grows tax-free, and can be used tax-free on qualified medical expenses. Think of it like a safety net that also works as a savings account for future healthcare costs. Now, let's talk about prescriptions. Did you know the same medication can cost 3 times more depending on where you get it? Before heading to the pharmacy, check apps like GoodRx or SingleCare. These tools compare prices and offer coupons you can use instantly. And if you're uninsured or underinsured, look for community health clinics. Many offer sliding scale fees based on your income. Some even provide free services. These clinics don't always advertise heavily, but a quick online search for free or low-cost health clinics near me can reveal options you didn't know existed. Telehealth is another major money saver. Virtual appointments are often cheaper than in-person visits, and many health issues, like rashes, colds, or mental health check-ins, can be handled right from your phone. Why pay $150 for an office visit when a virtual consult might cost $30? Let's not forget preventive care. It might seem counterintuitive when you're trying to save money, but regular checkups, screenings, and healthy habits prevent expensive problems later. Skipping $100 dental cleaning now could lead to a $1,200 root canal down the road. Prevention always costs less than treatment. If you have chronic conditions, don't go it alone. Ask your doctor or pharmacist if there are patient assistance programs for your medications. Many drug companies offer discounts, and nonprofits sometimes help with costs. Also, negotiate. Yes, even with healthcare. If you get a large bill, ask for an itemized statement and check for errors. You'd be surprised how often you're charged for services you didn't receive. And many hospitals are willing to work out payment plans or even reduce bills if you ask. Number 5. Transportation. You fill up your gas tank and blink twice at the total, $75 again. You're not taking road trips, you're just trying to get to work. It's frustrating and feels like no matter how careful you are, transportation is quietly draining your budget. But here's the thing. There are ways to cut back without giving up your freedom. Let's start with the obvious. Gas. Prices are unpredictable, but your strategy doesn't have to be. Use gas comparison apps like GasBuddy to find the cheapest station near you. Even a 20-cent difference per gallon can save you hundreds over the year. One delivery driver from Ohio reported saving over $400 just by using that one tip. Next, ask yourself, do you really need to drive every day? Carpooling might sound old school, but it's making a comeback. Whether it's coworkers, neighbors, or even carpool apps, splitting rides means splitting costs. Gas, tolls, even wear and tear. Some people save up to $150 a month just by carpooling 3 times a week. And then there's public transportation. In many cities, monthly passes cost less than 1 tank of gas. If you're not using it because it seems inconvenient, take another look. Some people combine a bike ride or scooter with the train and cut their commute expenses in half. What about the car itself? If you're making payments on a vehicle that's eating up your budget, it might be time to downsize. Trading in for a reliable, fuel-efficient used car can slash your monthly payments, insurance, and maintenance costs. Speaking of maintenance, ignoring that check engine light might cost you way more later. Staying on top of oil changes, tire rotations, and brake pads prevents massive repairs down the road. A simple $40 oil change can keep your engine from failing, which could otherwise cost thousands. Tire pressure also matters. When your tires are underinflated, your car burns more gas. Checking tire pressure monthly can improve fuel economy by up to 3%. It sounds small, but it adds up over time. Let's talk about insurance. When was the last time you compared rates? Most people stick with the same company for years and never realize they're overpaying. Shopping around, even once a year, can uncover cheaper deals. Some drivers save $500 or more just by switching providers. Now, here's a bold idea. If you live in a walkable area or work remotely, consider going car-free. It's not for everyone, but for some people, selling their car eliminates a major chunk of monthly expenses, including insurance, gas, maintenance, registration, and parking. Number 6. Education costs. A college textbook can now cost more than an entire month's groceries. And tuition? It's rising faster than wages, rent, and even gas. So, how do you invest in your or your child's future without drowning in debt? Let's break it down, because there are smart ways to afford education, even when inflation makes everything feel out of reach. First, don't assume that expensive means better. Many people chase big-name universities without realizing that community colleges and state schools offer the same degrees, sometimes with smaller class sizes and more support. 2 years at a community college before transferring to a university can cut your total education cost in half. That's a real strategy many families are using today. Scholarships aren't just for straight-A students. There are scholarships for athletes, artists, first-generation college students, and even for writing essays about your favorite book. And here's the thing, thousands of dollars in scholarships go unclaimed every year simply because no one applies. Sites like FastWeb, Bold.org, and scholarships.com can help you find money that's literally waiting for someone like you. Grants are another game changer. They don't have to be paid back, and they're often based on financial need. The FAFSA isn't just a form. It's the gateway to grants, federal loans, and even work-study programs. Yet so many people skip it because they assume they won't qualify. Don't make that mistake. Let's talk about online learning. Traditional education isn't the only path anymore. Platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and edX offer courses from top universities at a fraction of the price. Some even offer certificates that are respected by employers. If you're looking to change careers or boost your income, this can be a budget-friendly way to gain real skills. And don't underestimate trade schools. Electricians, welders, and dental hygienists often finish their training in under 2 years and walk straight into jobs that pay $60,000 or more. Meanwhile, many college graduates with general degrees struggle to land entry-level positions. Books? Never buy new. Use websites like ThriftBooks, Chegg, or even campus Facebook groups to buy used textbooks or rent them. You can also look for free open-source textbooks online. Some professors are even switching to them to help students cut costs. Got kids? Start small, but start early. A 529 savings plan lets you invest for future education expenses, and your money grows tax-free. Even $25 a month adds up over time, especially with compounding interest. And some states even offer matching contributions. Number 7. Communication. Your phone bill is due again, and somehow it's creeping higher each month. Between mobile data, home internet, and streaming subscriptions, you might be spending hundreds just to stay connected. But here's the truth. Communication doesn't have to cost you a fortune. You just need to play smarter. Let's start with your phone plan. When was the last time you checked your usage? Most people overpay for unlimited data they barely use. If you're mostly on Wi-Fi at home or work, switching to a smaller data plan could save you $20 to $50 every month. Also, don't overlook budget carriers. Companies like Mint Mobile, Visible, and Tello use the same networks as the big names at half the cost. And some even offer family bundles or discounts when you prepay for a few months. Many users report saving over $600 a year just by switching. Now, let's talk about the internet. Do you really need the top-tier speed? For most households, even a mid-level plan is more than enough to stream, work, and scroll. Call your provider and ask about downsizing or promotional rates. Better yet, shop around. Internet companies compete for business, and many offer deep discounts for new customers. Some people switch providers every year to lock in those lower rates. Another hack, ask your current provider if they'll price match. Many will drop your bill just to keep you from leaving. And don't forget those sneaky fees. Equipment rental charges for modems or routers can add up. Buying your own router might cost $70 up front, but can save you $10 a month. That's $120 a year, easily. How many streaming services are you really using? Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Prime. It adds up fast. Try rotating them. Subscribe to 1 or 2 at a time and cancel the rest. Watch what you want, then switch. It's like having all the content without the constant cost. Also, check if your phone or internet plan includes perks. Some come with free subscriptions to streaming services or cloud storage. If you're paying separately for those, you might be paying twice. And if you qualify, government programs can help. The Affordable Connectivity Program in the US, for example, offers discounts on internet and devices for eligible households. Inflation might be squeezing our wallets, but it doesn't have to crush our peace of mind. With a few smart moves and a little creativity, you can take control of your expenses and still live well. Remember, it's not always about how much you make. It's about how wisely you spend it. Which of these tips will you try first? Or do you have a money-saving hack of your own that works like magic? Drop it in the comments. Someone else might need to hear it today. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Blackboard Finance, and don't forget to tap that bell icon so you never miss a future video. We're here with simple, powerful strategies to help you grow your money, one smart decision at a time. Thanks for watching, and keep building a smarter financial future.